So if you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Tats. I am a full-time paralegal. I hold a degree in criminology, a master's degree in legal studies. I'm an adjunct professor of law. I am not, nor will I ever be, an attorney, so I cannot give you legal advice. Anything I say on my content, my comments, or my lives is my opinion and my opinion only. If you need an attorney, please seek out an attorney in your area. If you cannot find an attorney in your area, there is a link in my bio where you can send a question or a case to Tats. Please use that. I try to stay out of my DMs because they are a little scary. Tonight is open night because we don't have a Luigi update. So whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we're talking about. I can pull some stuff up. We're on studio tonight, so we have access to videos. We have access to documents, whatever you guys want to look at. Black Cat, thank you for that, Rose. Appreciate it. Your snow's all melting, Lainey. Oh, wait, Jeremy, I ran the Rocky Steps last year. Went to the Muter Museum. I love the Muter. Did you like it, Jeremy? Because I feel like Muter Museum is you either like it or you hate it. Was it gross to you? I found it fascinating. Thanks, Jenny Soups. I appreciate you. I hope you had a good Monday. Lori, anything new on Nancy? Just conflicting reports from the sheriff and the FBI. Sheriff put a report out saying that they've cleared the family, and then the FBI said, no, not so much. So, yeah, you loved it, Jeremy? Yeah, I love it too. Hey, Jelly Holly, nice to see you. So, Lori, I guess, you know, the ongoing power struggle between the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Office is ongoing, which makes me frustrated, and I'm sure the family is frustrated as well. Vico, thank you for that heart on my head. Nice to see you, my friend. Let's see. Hey, Vico. Beth, so good to see you back in here, love. I'm so sorry again that you got muted and booted. Last time it was a complete mistake. I want to say in front of everybody that Beth did nothing wrong. And I'm so sorry, love. I'm glad to see you back in here. Have we gotten a new judge in for Aaron Spencer? Yes. Judge Martin, who is a retired judge, has been put in for Judge Elmore. And the last I saw, they were asking for some pretrial hearings and a pretrial conference in order to get the trial back on the calendar. So, yeah, moving along with Aaron Spencer, definitely. Mark, did you hear they found 16 pair of actually was 16 gloves, so 8 pairs, but yes, I did see that, and that made my blood boil. Not only did it make my blood boil, Apollo, nice to see you. Hey, nice picture on your profile, sir. Nice to see you. Not only made my blood boil from a whole procedural and contaminating the crime scene standpoint, but the fact that it was just like a sub-note in the article that I wrote, I'm like, that should be your headline, right? They found 16 gloves that were not properly disposed of by this prior search team. I can only assume that's the Pima County Sheriff's Office. So that case is really giving me heartburn. I really hope, one, that Nancy is found safe. Two, that they find whoever is doing this. Three, that there hasn't been so much fuck up by the Pima County Sheriff's Office that person is able to be brought to justice. But I'm really starting to see a lot of reasonable doubt problems. Like, we're not even to having a suspect in custody. I'm already looking at it like that. So, yeah, I did hear that, Mark A. The sheriff said it was the crime scene investigators throwing their shit. Look, when CSI arrives on scene, they take things that are in the home and then they have their own garbage disposal. Like, you don't use the garbage can in the apartment or in the home. You don't just leave stuff laying around, and especially gloves with DNA and possibly contaminated other things that you've been touching. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Thank you, Jolly Holly, for that chirp. Appreciate you. Joe, I thank you for that heart on my head. Nice to see you, Apollo. Oh, did Tommy apologize? I can't see Tommy's. Oh, there we go. Yep. Tommy, it's okay. What the crap? That seems purposeful. Mark A. I don't even know what to think. Hey, Mo Sweets, nice to see you. How are you? I don't even know what to think about it. It just made my blood boil. The fact that it was like a sub-note kind of in the article that I read, and the fact that they did it, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. DF25, thank you for that, Rose. Appreciate you. I did not believe what he put out there. I was just saying he blamed them. Yeah, this whole case is a circus. I agree. My problem from the beginning is that there was not a central command set up with a command structure in place. You know, especially when you have multi-agencies on site, you put up a command structure, you put a command post in, you know, with here's who's in charge, here's who you know, here's who's directing this, here's who directing that, and here's who you answer to. That was not in place, and actually we heard that from some of the officers on scene. DF25, thank you for those goats, appreciate it. Tommy, thanks for sharing this out. And they released the same right away. Yeah. Yeah, I think the sheriff is over his head. I have to agree with you, Llama Mom. I agree with that, but at the same time, if that's the case, then he should just come out and say it and say the FBI is taking over, right? I mean, there's no shame in that. You want the best for the family. You want the best for Nancy. If you can't handle it, then move aside and let the FBI do it. But I have to agree with you. Ego, totally agree with that. Yep. I knew what you meant, Mark. I can read autocorrect. It's fine. Red, the FBI investigated Pima County 10 years ago. There might be bad blood there. Yeah, Beth, I hadn't heard of that, but surely there, especially if it's any of the same people. 13 crazy, thank you for that heart on my head. Appreciate you. How will they ever get an unbiased jury? That's a good question, Lorianne, and I'm going to start with that just as soon as I introduce myself. So tonight, obviously, there's no update in Luigi's case. I just looked at the dockets before I popped on here. There's nothing. Not yet, Luigi Nation. I'm so glad to see you. You guys, Luigi Nation was really kind enough to share some information with me, including a couple of videos that I had never seen. And one is the shooter and Luigi walking side by side. Not, let me back that up. It's like a split screen of Luigi and the shooter walking. So Luigi is walking out of the hotel in Altoona, and the shooter is walking down 55th Street. Luigi Nation, would you mind if I showed that? Because before I tell you that, I'm going to be honest with you. The legs don't look the same to me, but the stride does. Yeah, Selena, the stride looks the same to me, but the legs don't. Thank you, Luigi Nation. Okay. Yeah, she does rock. She absolutely does rock. Let me pull this up really quickly because I just saved it to my computer. So that I'm glad you're in here because I wasn't going to play it unless you were in here so I could give you credit. I also have the outburst video for you guys. I just got that. I mean, I just got it onto my computer if you guys want to see that later too. Let's see. Let me show you this one first. This one's not from Luigi Nation, but it's. Can you guys see that? Oh, I can't even see what you see. Let me start that again. This is the shooter walking down 55th Street. Can you guys see that? There you go. You see the sneakers with the white, and then stops at this pile of garbage for some reason we don't know. All right, so that is part of what. Oh, you know what? You know why I can't find it, Luigi Nation? Yeah, I have that one too. If you want me to play it, I will. Hey. Yeah, Vince. Yeah, hey, Red Gypsy. Nice to see you. Andrea, thank you for that heart on my head. KO, nice to see you. Thank you for that heart on my head. Luigi Nation, I have that one too, but it has your text over it, so I didn't want to play that one definitely without your permission. All right, we're going to start with, and you guys thank Luigi Nation for this. She's been really kind in sharing stuff with me. And we're going to play this one a couple of times because it's very short. Oh, it's going to repeat for me. Good. Let me just let that play. Can you guys see? No, I need to. Hang on. I need to get it so that you could see both of them at the same time. There we go. Is that good? Let me see if I can make it just a little bit bigger. All right. I think it goes twice. We'll play this as many times as we have to, but you guys ready? So on the left is the shooter on 55th Street that we just saw, and on the right is Luigi walking out of... I want some objective stuff, so don't feel like you guys can't tell me you don't agree or whatever. So what do you think? Let me play it again. You got the shooter on 55th Street on the left, Luigi walking out of the hotel or the motel on the right. That's what you're looking at. Yes, Vicky M. That is the first thing that I saw is different shoes. And if you guys remember, one of the pieces of evidence that they did release, yeah, KO, except for the legs, I feel like the shooter's legs are skinnier than Luigi's legs, but the stride certainly does look very similar to me. Definitely different backpacks, absolutely. Same swagger, yeah, different bag. Luigi Nation, what do you think on this? Is there something we're missing that you're seeing? You see a different gait, Emma? I think the camera on the left. Yeah, that's the other thing. Timothy, thank you for bringing that up. And hello, nice to see you. Julie and Andrea, thank you for those hearts on my head. Mark A, space between knees. Okay, I'm going to play it again. Luigi's more bow-legged. Okay. Remember that we don't have the exact same angle on the cameras, right? We don't have the exact same cameras, and we don't know what the ratios are, right? So we have to kind of take this with a grain of salt. Longer legs, different shape. Okay, reflection, group 7. Hey, group 7's here. Nice to see you. I'm going to play it again. To me, it was the shoes that stood out. Uh-oh. There we go. It was the shoes that stood out to me. We need a physio comment on the gate. Yep, we do. We do. He changed clothes in my opinion, but to me, he is innocent. I understand, Luigi. As you know, I'm reserving my judgment until we see what the NYPD does. The ones on the left actually look like John O'Keefe's shoes. Oh, God, Timothy. Don't bring that up. When did he change clothes, though, is my question. When would he have changed clothes, Luigi? It looks like Luigi crosses his feet a tiny bit like walking on a line. Luigi's step looks further apart. Somebody said something about the knee, in between the knees. Let me see if I can see that. See, to me, that the shooter, his legs look skinnier, but again, we don't have the same ratios. Can I loop this? I can. Let me just play this. I'm just going to let it play. But that really does. Don't say it, not joke. It really does to me look like the same stride. Just different shoes. Okay, the walk is totally different. Vicky M. Vicky M saying that. The right side almost puts his legs in front of each other. The right side. But see, I see the same thing on the shooter. Looks like Luigi crosses his feet a little bit. Luigi's steps look further apart. Again, this isn't, the same camera. I wish we had something from the same camera. The posture in the upper back is the same. I got that too, Timothy. Angles are too different. Okay. Okay, even if that person walking in New York is Luigi doesn't mean he's a gunman. Totally agree, Danny. Totally agree. Luigi's bag is fuller. It's a different bag, though, so again, we have to take that with a grain of salt. Reflection, right? Longer arm on the shooter. I think the reason that the legs look longer and skinnier on the shooter is simply the ratio of the camera. Because even if you look at like the garbage and the things on the other side of him, they all have that different ratio. You know what I mean? Colors don't look the same. No, definitely the one on the right looks a little more higher definition. It's the same person, different clothes. Okay, Luigi. No, the left side of his feet and toes are straight ahead. Again, these are like 2 or 3 steps, right? One is thinner. Yeah, I feel like the one on the left is thinner, but I also feel like that's from the ratios, right? Shoes are different. That was the first thing I saw, Vanny. It was the first thing I saw. Now, remember in that note it said change shoes because the white stripe is too defined. But, Luigi, you think he changed his shoes? Where did he change his shoes? Oh, Luigi Nation, I'm bored with that. I do think that more than one person was involved. My daughter thinks 3, I think 2. He's also walking in different directions, correct. Good point, crime time. He could be wearing skinny jeans, that's true. If Luigi Nation is right and he changed all of his clothing, right? That would track on that. Yeah, they're totally different, Tamara. Those book bags are totally different. I really can't tell. It's different people. Yeah, I'm just looking at the stride, and I think it's the same person, in my opinion. And again, I told you guys before. Now, Luigi Nation, you don't mind if didn't his note say get new shoes? It did, but where would he have gotten them? That's my question. And those shoes don't look brand new. Now, granted, they're black, and we can't really see what they look like. And I was looking through the evidence that I have, and I don't see a picture of his shoes. No, so the one on the left, Lori, who asked me that, Nana Bananas, on the left, that's the shooter. So that's the morning of the crime, and that would have been on West 55th before the shooting. The one on the left is December 9th, the day that Luigi got arrested, and that would have been like 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. True, Emma. Can you loop Luigi in the shooter when he approaches BT? I can. User with a bunch of numbers. I'll get there. Luigi Nation gave me this stuff, and she is graciously allowing me to play it for you guys. I'm going to turn this off. I want to pull up. Are you sure, Luigi Nation, that I can put up stuff that you have your text on? Because I just want to make sure. Because this one was good. This one made me stop and kind of look. And then I have some handwriting if she allows us to. Okay, thank you, darling. So this one made me stop because you guys know my thing has always been my thing has always been that Starbucks photo. This one did make me stop. And I agree with you, not to get all conspiracy theory or not, but you know, you don't grow a unibrow in 5 days. It's a weird speed. I agree, reflection. I agree. Zoom out. Oops, that's way too far. That's way too in. I do know what I'm doing, I promise. Jeez, boy, this one's touchy. This is a different... How's that? Nope. There we go. How's that? Still think the left stride is something is different. Yeah, Selena, again, it's 2 different days, right? It's 2 different camera angles. This is like B. I'm so sorry, Timothy. I'm so sorry. Bring it down a bit. Okay. How's that? Does that work? Yeah. Not a small person for sure. Yeah. Too many things on the... What else is on the screen? Just me. Let me see if I can... Here we go. We'll shrink me. How's that? We'll shrink Tats. Does that work? Can you see the whole thing? See, that's what I said, Selena. I mean, if this were reversed, I would be like, well, he plucked his eyebrows, right? But you don't grow a unibrow in like 5 days. Yeah, so that is the shooter on the top at the Starbucks. Move it down a little still, okay? How's that? And the nose is different, if you ask me. The nose is different. The one in Altoona looks like Luigi is walking heavier than in New York. Got it. He's Italian. Look, I'm Italian, Lorianne. I can tell you that my eyebrows, when I get them done, they do not grow back in 5 days. This is one of the big wrinkles. Yeah, Kristen. Yeah, I agree. Nose bump the nose is different. Now again, two different cameras, 2 different angles. But this one, I mean, it's possible like maybe those little hairs didn't pick up on the camera, but it just looks different. You're Italian. Yours do? Lorianne, I'm so sorry. The bridge on the top looks thinner. It's the nose as well. It's not just the eyebrow. I mean, the unibrow. Yeah, Adeline. Nose bump could be down. Yeah, look, yeah, different lighting, different angle, certainly. Is bottom nose covered, though? No. Here, I'll move it up again so you can see. So let me do something else here. Luigi Nation also sent me a collage. Why don't we take a look at that? Let's take a look at her collage. Let's see. I think it's this one, Luigi. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Is this the one you were talking about? Is that the one you wanted? Okay. Who sent me a medic? Army Medic. Army Medic. Yeah, just email me. I think you have my email, right? Definitely want to see his interaction. Yep. Red Gypsy, we'll play that then. The nose bridge and brow are not the same. No, nose and mask looks thinner. The bridge of it, right? Zoom out. Oh, that's right. You guys have stuff at the top. How's that? Is that better? Reaver, I have only put that picture up once, which means you have only scrolled past me once, but thank you for bringing up such a fine memory. The nose isn't right. He does have a wide bottom of the nose. Hey, Shannon with 2 hands. Nice to see you. Lies, Reaver. I swear to God, that was the only time. You guys who have been with me for a while, please tell Reaver that I only put Luigi without a shirt on up once. Just once, and it was at the end of a live for like 2 minutes. Thought the suspect was a woman when I first saw the pictures. Good point. Green eyes. They look like relatives. To you, it's the same person, Luigi? I don't know. It's the Starbucks. There's something about the Starbucks photo. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmers. I appreciate that. And yeah, there's something about the Starbucks photo. I will be really, really interested. There's one other photo I want to show you. I thought was a real good one from Luigi Nation before we move on to some videos. But the Starbucks photo is the one that made me stop and kind of look twice, to be quite honest with you. I think the same person, mouth shape is... Okay, chairwoman, that is where I was going with the next one. Excellent segue. Thank you for being my wing woman on that one. So let me bring it up. It is... Oh, and then there's the handwriting stuff if you guys want to see. It was this one, Luigi. It was this one that you sent me. Oh, let me open it in the right program. That might help. It was this one that made me stop and kind of look too. And it's not because he's holding a McDonald's box. Now look, maybe that smile on the left is just not as genuine as that smile on the right. Right, because he's got dimples and everything on the right. And he looks much younger, right? But on the right also... In this one, his eyebrows look thicker, and that space in between them looks larger. But I think he's younger in the right picture. In the right-hand picture, I think he's younger. You think it's different, Phyllis? I think the nose really looks looks the same in this one. That slope, do you see the slope of his nose? I think that looks the same in these two. You think it's the same too, Luigi? Yeah. But I just think, you know, when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, dimples, smile. The smile's bigger on the right. Of course it would be, right? He's younger and a much different. I hear you, Luigi. I hear you. The chin is wider. I have to disagree with you, Joe. I think the chin is kind of the same. Remember, he has like a mask down around his neck on the left-hand side. There's a resemblance for sure. The chin is very pointed on the left and not the right. Remember, he has a mask down around his chin. So that could be, right? That could be different. The right side, he's more buff. He has a big coat on the left side. What did Super Joint? I didn't see what they said. Maybe they don't follow me. That's why I don't see it. Donna, what is going on with this case is we're still trying to figure out who's going first. Right now, jury selection in the federal case starts in September, and the state trial starts June 8th. But the federal case management order had basically activities starting in April, which include the jury questionnaires, a meeting on that, and deadlines for expert witnesses and motions in limine that actually overlap the state case if it starts on June 8th. Thank you so much, Phyllis. I appreciate you leveling up. So right now we're just kind of in limbo trying to figure out. TKS Daddy, you're not the first person to say that. And remember, if you guys were in here in my live last week when we went through the timeline, remember that at the time of his death, Brian Thompson was under SEC investigation for insider trading. I know you do, Luigi Nation, I know. But I love that you are still objective. I commend you for that, because a lot of times people get caught up in his looks, in, messaging, things like that. You don't think so, XR people? You don't think that's the same person? I can see similarities in the nose. He has the chin dimple in both. Yep. And separated from his wife. Yep, Kristen. I think you were the one who informed me of that. I appreciate you. Bell's ringing, and 007. Thank you so much for those hearts on my head. All right, you guys want to look at some videos now? Oh, no. One more from Luigi Nation, because she was so kind to share them. It is the handwriting stuff, because you guys always ask me about handwriting stuff. And this is such a great one. Oh, there it is. Just took a minute to load. I was like, where did that go? All right. This is fantastic, Luigi Nation. You did a great job on this. So we've got the manifesto at the top, and then two letters, one with and one without lines, which I commend you for using that, because a lot of people would say, well, that middle one had lines, but that bottom one does not. So I am not a handwriting specialist, so I'm not really sure what to make of this. I'm putting this up here for you guys to see, because everyone asked me about handwriting. Yeah, I really appreciate you, girl. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you sharing this with me. Can I zoom in? I absolutely can. I'm trying to get it. Again, I can't see exactly what you guys see. Is that good? The Y's are different. I'm looking for a G, because I see the G's. The G's are the same, though. You see that word has some struggling. I don't know if that word is struggling. It's underneath patience in what's labeled as the manifesto. You see that G on that? To me, that looks the same in all three. The manifesto was in his backpack, yes. But it's actually a journal, but they call it a manifesto. It's quite possible, yeah. What do you think of this, Luigi Nation? Are the letters known to be his? Yeah, Luigi Nation, are those letters known to be from him? This is pretty damning. Okay. I'm not going to ask you where you got it. A good journalist does not reveal their source anyway, but we're going to take her word that this is it. Do you think they'll let him? Looks like it was, yeah, Lorianne, I kind of agree with it was written by the same person. Who asked something? Do you think they'll let him do interviews behind bars at some point? Lorianne, or I'm sorry, I don't remember who asked that. What do they say? Hang on. Who asked that? Rachel. The only way I see him doing an interview from behind bars would be after conviction. Yeah, I'm not either, Michelle. I am no expert. Hey, Pink Heart, nice to see you. I'm good. How are you doing? The R looks the same. The G's look the same. But again, Yes, it's me. I will post this on YouTube just for you. The top G's are different, yeah. I don't know. As Luigi Nation said, the manifesto may have been written messy and in a hurry, but to me, there's a lot of similarities here. Again, I'm not a handwriting expert by any stretch of the imagination. You're welcome. It's me. Can they prove the journal is his words? It could be from number 2. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think he'll take the stand? No, I don't. Not during the trial. I do not. Yeah, it's... let's put it this way, Rachel. I would be shocked if he took the stand, but, I mean, he can. It's his right. He's in charge. He's the boss of his defense. But I doubt that he would. The writing is similar. I think so. I think so, too. Look at letter 1, probably letter 2, and letter 3 ongoing Y is different. Okay. The writing looks the same. Has the journal been authenticated? Not that I'm aware of. Can you please show them the cops? Yep. I'm getting there, Luigi. I promise. The way he wrote info in letter 1 and letter 3 is quite similar. It's the G's that I think look really similar from the top to the bottom too. I do apologize for any, but it had to be done. For any strife or trauma, but it had to be done. Heck, I write with, yeah, Kristen. When I write, when my hand, like from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, my handwriting changes because my hand gets tired. It's the same writing, but I'm not, yeah, Luigi Nation, I'm not either. I'm not an expert either. I'm simply putting this up here for you guys to take a look at because she was so kind to share it with me. Okay, she wants me to show you some videos. You guys ready for some videos? I think that was the last. I think we covered all these other ones, right? What is this photo? Okay. So what I'm about to pull up, word spacing. Yeah, good point. Good point. Is prosecution going to bring in handwriting? I believe handwriting specialists were listed on one of the letters from KFA that the state defense, the ADA, Joel, has indicated there will be a handwriting specialist. Does he say that they have the wrong guy? Does who say that? XR people. All right, so what I'm going to show you next is a video of NYPD arriving. He hasn't said anything except that he's not guilty, XR people. That's the only thing he said. That's not true. I do have the outburst from Altoona where he says it's an insult to the American people, and I'll play that for you guys before we're done tonight. Thank you, Kristen. Appreciate that. This one, again, is from Luigi Nation, so thank you, Luigi Nation, for sending this in. This is NYPD arriving at Altoona PD. I'm just going to play it. Luigi Nation, I probably caught something different than you did. I know why you sent this to me. And I know everybody will catch that too. But we'll play it a couple times if we have to, okay? So let me get it centered up here for you. Did you see it just then? That's Officer Diaz on the left. I don't know who that officer is with the flag. Good catch, Red Gypsy. You got it. You got it. So, the reason that that's important to me, did you guys catch the Joel's in that group? Let me see if I can stop it. And you guys know when I say Joel, I mean the ADA. There he is. Do you know why that's why that caught my eye? Do you know why that caught my eye? Because do you remember when, oh crap, what's his name? What's the lead detective's name? Leonardi. When he was on the stand and they said, did you know that Pennsylvania was a two-party state when it comes to recording? And he said, I was under legal counsel. When I saw this, Luigi Nation, like, I cannot thank you so much for sending this to me. I hadn't seen this before you sent it. And I was like, now I know why he jumped up and objected so damn fast in that suppression hearing. And now I know why they withdrew all those statements before Leonardi testified more, because his legal counsel was asking him the questions in court. Yeah, I'm sure she's seen it, Luigi Nation. I'm sure she's seen it. Amy Lynn, thank you so much for that heart on my head and that rose. Right, Renee? When I actually stopped it there, Luigi Nation, and I was like, was that who I think it is? And all I could think of was Leonardi on the stand. Thank you, Ash. Hey, how are you, darling? It's nice to see you. I think it was to distract from bigger issues that I can't mention on here because they'd strike me. I hear you, XR people. What are you missing? Okay, Denise, that person right there, that is the ADA handling this case. Thank you, Amy Lynn. Appreciate that. That is the, hang on, Red Gypsy. I'm going to answer Denise and then I'll get to you. So this is the ADA answering. When we talk about Joel, this is who we're talking about. This is the ADA handling the state case, right? And he was in Altoona. This is all of NYPD arriving in Altoona to come in and interview Luigi when he was taken into custody there. And you remember on the stand in the suppression hearing, David Leonardi, who is the lead NYPD detective on this case, investigating this case for NYPD, he testified that he brought all of his video equipment in. He set it up in the room, but he didn't tell Luigi about it. And when Luigi said, I want an attorney, I don't want to talk, everybody exited the room and they left the cameras roll. Now, what did Luigi say, if anything? We don't know. We don't know. I've never heard what he allegedly said. But the defense attorney, or Luigi's attorney, I believe Mark, was crossing Leonardi when he said, did you know Pennsylvania's a two-party state? Did you tell Luigi that there was a camera in the room? And Leonardi said I was under legal counsel. And so then he said, well, is New York a one-party state? And Joel like jumped up and objected. And they went directly to sidebar. And when they came back from sidebar, Mark said, it's my understanding that the state is withdrawing all of these statements, which means they won't be used in the courtroom, that won't be used at trial. And so I and my cross-examination of Detective Leonardi. They brought in one more witness after that, and the next day is when Joel abruptly came in and rested and didn't call the rest of his witnesses. So there you go. Put your pieces together as you wish, right? Put your pieces together as you wish. So interesting to me that KFA used to be his boss, right? Yes, and they worked with absolutely, absolutely. Luigi Nation, I believe that as well. I remember in one of those clips you can hear Luigi wailing. Pink Heart, I have his outburst. We'll play that. Oh, the fake TikTok. Hey, Modern Eye, it's so nice to see you. How are you? Immediately to sidebar, right? Immediately to sidebar. Is that a conflict of interest? No, Chairwoman. No, it's not a conflict of interest because he's actually prosecuting the case. It's not unusual for the ADA to be in on interrogations. They even go to crime scenes before somebody's in custody, so that's not unusual. Joel and his minions. Mama, thank you for that heart on my head. The Modern Eye. Do I know you? Oh, yeah, I think I know who you are. So nice to see you in here. It's nice of you to come in and follow me. It sounded like someone was crying or so. Oh, that was a door opening. I know what you're talking about, Pink Heart. That was a door opening. But did you also see, let me see if I can get it to stop because it's really quick. Let me see if I can get it to stop. Hang on 1 second, Luigi Nation. I'll certainly answer that in a minute. It is there. Did you hear it right there? Pink heart. That was a door opening, and you're gonna see why. You guys recognize that hair? Let me see if I can get it back here. Recognize that hair? Oh, I can't get it to stop right there. Did you see somebody peek out from the side? Do you guys recognize that hair? Who that was? That's Officer Wasser. That's the, I had to search it in case there was a bomb at McDonald's, Officer Wasser. Yep. That was her. That was her. Luigi Nation, my thought on the bag is that it contained the camera equipment. Yeah, what else does it contain? I don't know. But my thought is because, you know, Leonardi testified that they all brought their camera equipment over from New York to set up in that room. Yeah, I can't get it to stop right on that, on Wasser, but we'll just play it through again. But that was my immediate thought, was that, you know, Leonardi testified on the stand that they brought in their camera equipment, and I'm guessing that's what was in that bag. Super messy chain of custody. You're right, Kristen. Donuts, Vicky M. You think it's donuts in the bag. So you're going to see her right there. Did you see her? It's really quick, but that's who that is. Just looking down the hallway. So, once again, thank you so much, Luigi Nation, for sharing your stuff with us. We appreciate it. Do you think that the Italian boy is guilty, or do you think they have the wrong guy? Well, I will not make an assumption of guilt or innocence right now. As he sits, he's innocent. You guys know I'm a huge constitutionalist. And before I make an opinion on his guilt or innocence, I want to see what the NYPD has. So we're probably going to have to wait for Tats's official thoughts on guilt and innocence until the trial at least starts. Tim Hortons done it. There you go, Kevin. Tim Hortons brought in from Canada. You think it's the wrong guy forever? Joel could not help himself from getting to Luigi first. Luigi Nation. I think there's a lot of ego in the room. Shall we say that? When they, you know, in this case, I think there's a lot of ego in the room. Yeah, thanks to Luigi Nation. We appreciate you so much, girl. So many cops. Yeah, Mindy, thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. All right. What are we looking at next? I think somebody wanted to see... I think you wanted to see... Did someone want to see... do you think he has a high chance of beating one of his cases? You know, I got to tell you, Pink Heart, before last Friday, I really thought he had a chance at beating all three. And if they're going to keep the same timeline, if the state trial goes first, I think he'll be convicted in the state. I think they're going to have trouble with the federal level, though, with those stalking charges. And one night we are going to go through those stalking charges. We're going to go through all the elements so you can see exactly what they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Uncensored video. Okay, got you. Do you have the video of the shooter walking towards BT? Yeah, I do. I have both of those user with a bunch of numbers. I'll play the shooting first. I just want to, you know, there's 300 people in here. I just want to be really clear. I'm about to play an unedited version and an uncensored version. Okay, so if you are sensitive to that kind of thing, Christine, right now the state trial starts June 8th and the federal trial starts in October. If the federal trial, Pink Heart, if the federal trial gets pushed to 2027, do I think he won't beat any? I think he's up against a really tough timeline in the state case, simply because, like, June, we're in February, March, April, June, that's 3 months. And KFA has already said if we start June 8th, I'm not going to be ready. I think he would probably get convicted in the state case. The federal case, I think, is going to be a little bit tougher with the elements of those crimes, and that's why I said we're going to go through them one night. You're welcome. It is going to be a little... oh, Vico, is it going to be scary? It's going to be unsettling, right? There's no blood. There's no gore or anything. And I have the whole thing. I haven't had a chance to time it out just yet. But you'll see how long it took for anyone to go over to Brian Thompson. Why does the state case going first make you think he'll be more likely convicted? Because it's starting in 3 months, 3.5 months, and KFA has already said that she's not going to be ready. So that's why I think he'll be more likely. You want to see the walk from each? Okay. I've seen it. Okay. I just want to give everybody the heads up. Like, this might be disturbing to some people. So, user discretion advised, all the things. Right? Let's see. This is going to take a minute to load because it's long. This is like 6 minutes long as also. Is that in a good spot? Can you guys see it? Oh, I think he would get life, Pink Heart. I think he would get life. Peekaboo Pumpkin, thank you for that follow. Lower it from text at the top. Yep. I can start it over again then too. There we go. Oh, shoot. Where'd it go? Sorry. All right. Let me start it over again. It obviously starts over again, but I'm going to play the whole thing. Is that good? Can you guys see that? It's not edited. And Luigi Nation, if you want this, I'll send it to you. Just say the word. I owe you. Pamela, thank you for that follow. Thank you for sharing out. Christine, thank you for that heart on my head. All right, so obviously that was fast, right? Started right away. You saw the lady with the Starbucks cup. I want you guys to note, we're going to start over again. Note the red lights on the back of the cars on the left. So you see he hits him in the leg first. He falls to the ground. And then the shooter runs to the left. You're going to see him run to the left. Do you see that? Did you see that? Hold on, Phyllis. You have a good question there. All right. Here's what I want you guys to watch. Do you see the two cars on the left? I want you to watch the brake lights. Boreal, thank you for sharing this out. Because we know about the Starbucks lady right on the right that ran away. Look, watch the brake lights. Look. And he runs right in front of that car. Yes, somebody's in that car. Now, do they have that person? I don't know. Yeah, both cars. So there are people in there, yeah. Now you see the very first one, that guy gets out. He gets back in. Somebody just came out of the hotel. Luigi, yeah, I know that they said that they were looking for the woman that ran who was drinking coffee there. And there he gets out of the car. So I do think that that is the man that we heard from. Who just said that? The interview that we saw last week. I think that is the guy that just got out of that first car. The one who said he was standing there all night. NYCE Cuts. Thank you for that follow. Nobody. And look, Brian Thompson is still laying on the ground. No one has gone to him yet. Well, it's New York, Renee. Now, this guy walking towards us in the blue and the blue, the dark blue and the light blue, I think that is the guy on that interview that we saw who said that the shooter was standing there all night. But look, nobody's going to him. Nobody's checking for a pulse. Nobody's performing CPR. I don't know which one was the fatal shot. Bald guy did and is calling something in, yeah. Now, those two guys, I think, in the suits. Well, I'm not going to make any speculation. It would be speculation of who I think they are. Did he shoot again when he walked up to him? Yes. Allegedly he did. So there was one shoot. Denny, thank you for that follow. There was one shot. The second shot didn't go off, right? He cleared it. And then as he was walking right where that big guy is, he kind of did another shot. Carlos, thank you for that follow. Lisa, thank you for that follow. But look, nobody has gone over to Brian Thompson. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, nobody has even gone to take a pulse. Oops, somebody just said something I gotta see. I lived there. They're used to drama. Yeah, and they can't be bothered. It's New York. Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, Mark A., I didn't know that before I saw this either. But the way that he limps, you can see. I knew that he was shot in the calf, but I didn't realize that was the first shot. Sometimes you know whether there's a chance or not. Yeah. No one's helping him. No one has even gone over there. You're going to see that police car that just pulled up. You're going to see that guy run out. He's the first guy that goes over to him. Yes, I do, Pink Heart. I think he'll get life if he's convicted. Look, they're looking at him. And he finally, kneels down next to him. I didn't even time it this time. I don't think so. I wouldn't think they thought that Brian Thompson had a gun. You think they're scared, Luigi Nation? Maybe. Yeah, they are. That's a good point, Nana Christie. No one wants DNA on their body. I think so too. I think I would have at least gone and sat next to him. You know what I mean? Apollo, I think they're picking up shell casings. That's who I thought they were, Kristen. I thought the suits were stockholders too, but I can't confirm that, so I didn't want to put it out there. He did, Mark A. He had a silencer. The shooter used a silencer. Second guy in a suit was touching the shell casing. Great. Apollo, are you talking about the shooter? The shooter did not have gloves on. That's true. They're going to have to prove that it was Luigi beyond a reasonable doubt. You're right. But it's still like he has cuties or something. Oh, cooties or something, yeah. What did the first guy in the suit pick up when he walked over? I assume it was a shell casing. I don't know, Van. I don't know why they would pick it up. Yeah, the guy was picking up shell casings. Yeah, just left, right? The guy just left. I mean, the Starbucks woman I kind of get. If I was standing right next to a shooter and he started shooting, I think I would take off too. It is court. It's just very strange. No, Denise, he was shot in the calf and in the chest. I shouldn't say that. They said torso. The calf and the torso. I am too, Luigi Nation. I mean, if that was even my coworker that maybe I didn't like, I think I would at least try to help. The white van drove off too. There was another, as the shooting happened, there was another white van that went by who is a potential witness. Again, we don't know what we don't know, right, from New York, and this is why I said I don't know if he's guilty. Terrible Angel, thank you for that follow. Shooter lingles a few steps before, or sex before heading to the street. Yep, you don't see his face. That's true. This is really sad. It is. I mean, that is a person. That is a person. At the end of the day, that's a person who lost their life. And that is really sad. Why did the cop let those cars leave? They're probably focused right now more on Brian Thompson. And until more cruisers come up, you know, you'll see them start to be a little bit more proactive with the crime scene. I'm CPR certified. You're always told to help. Yep. Just seeing him lay there all alone is sad, right? That's what I totally agree, no matter who he was. That was really sad, that was his last moments on this earth and nobody stopped to even just talk to him or anything. Nana Christie, they do have theories as to why he was shot. All right. What did you guys want to see next? You want to see the outburst video? I'm going to have to turn up the volume on that, and my volume is really weird. So I'm going to warn you that it might be a little bit too loud. You guys are going to have to help me with the volume, okay? So let me get this up. I'm going to stop it first. And I'm going to play it loud. If it's way too loud, you guys are going to have to help me, okay? No, I agree, Luigi Nation. I'm not going to argue with you on that, on the whole insurance, healthcare. I agree that healthcare in the United States needs work, but he's a person laying there. Nobody knew except for those other two persons in suits, if they were stockholders, they actually did know who he was. Even if it was somebody horrible and I saw that they were dying there, I think I would at least stop, right? McDonald's videos, when he lifts his head, you can see his eyebrows. Okay, we can play that too. If it was Luigi, I wonder where he was for the days following this before he got arrested. I wonder that sometimes too. I think he was in Philadelphia. It's where he went to college. And he would probably still have connections there. And I think, did someone in here, hey D Flipper, nice to see you. Did someone in here tell me that he accessed a computer at UPenn? I knew about the computer at Best Buy, but someone said he accessed a computer at UPenn. Yeah, Julie, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, right? It's a tough one. All right, you guys are going to tell me if this is too loud, okay? And this is really quick, so we'll play it more than once. But this is Luigi in Pennsylvania. I think I need to move this so you can see the whole thing. In Pennsylvania, being taken into, I think he's being taken into his first appearance on this one. Are you ready? I'm so sorry, Julie. I'm sorry. That's why I tried to warn everyone. I probably won't play that again uncensored.
Oh my God! That's completely out of touch, and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
All right, how loud was that? Oh, Julie, okay, thank you. Someone said about UPenn computer and in another one of the lives, the M6, but I haven't been able to confirm that. I had breast cancer, was denied radiation because I lost my insurance, so free Luigi. I'm so sorry to hear that, Luigi Nation. Yeah, I haven't been able to confirm that, Pink Heart. Someone just came in and said he accessed a I knew that he accessed a Best Buy computer, but not a UPenn computer. What did he say? He said, could you guys hear it? Need more coffee. I hear you, Aaron Hartlove. Nice to see you. I still haven't figured out if I know you. You know what? I think my orchestra teacher, I think her last name was Hartlove. That might be where I'm getting confused, Miss Hartlove. You heard it? It's hard. Yeah, it is. Let me play it again. If that wasn't too loud, I can actually turn it up a bit.
Oh my God! That's completely out of touch, and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
It's completely unjust and an insult to the intelligence of the American people, and then I can't understand what he said when he went through the door. Yeah, completely unjust and an insult to the intelligence of the American people, and then he went through the door and I couldn't hear that last part. UHC paid bonuses to nursing homes with low hospital transfers. How many elderly people died unnecessary? You guys know I don't argue that in here, right? But I don't disagree with you. I just don't argue that in here. Completely out of touch or unjust. Let me play it again.
Oh my God! That's completely out of touch, and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
A conspiracy theory. You're right, Butterfly, at the very end. Now you got me thinking, is it unjust or out of touch?
Oh my God, that's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
Now you have me thinking it's out of touch. What do you guys think? Unjust or out of touch? Unjust, Kevin. Out of touch. Say it louder, Luigi, Selena. Completely unjust, out of touch. So we're back and forth. Unjust, out of touch. It's going back and forth. You want it one more time? We'll watch it one more time. Apollo, now that someone did say it's a conspiracy theory, I think that might be what he says when he goes through the door. I thought unjust at first, but now it could be out of... Yeah, court. I can hear both.
Oh my God, that's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
You think that's conspiracy theory? He said I was on a jet, he didn't do it. Oh, Marshawn Jordan. Yeah, I can hear both too, Alice. You don't think it was conspiracy theory? I think, hang on, someone just said. I think he says, and their lived experience, not conspiracy theory. Okay, life has been a meme. When he went through the door, that was the part I couldn't really catch. Someone said lived experience. No, it's conspiracy theory. Yeah. I think we're hearing both. Thinking this energy doesn't match with the guy who's on the run and eating breakfast at McDonald's. Somebody said that they allegedly tased him before this. I don't have that confirmed. Play it again, Sam. You want it one more time? Okay. Tell you what, we'll loop it a couple of times. We'll just loop it 3 or 4 times, okay? Because it's really quick.
Oh my God, that's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience. Oh my God, that's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
See, that time I heard unjust. Lived experience also makes sense. It's not a jail.
Oh my God, that's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
And lived experience. Now I heard lived experience. Ugh. I heard unjust and lived experience. Yeah, Beth, I heard that too. This is going in. I don't think this is the jail. I think this is going into the magistrate's office. It's just like a back door. I'm completely out of touch. Hang on. Hang on. Who just said that? Kay. It's completely out of touch and an insult to the American people and their lived experience. Completely out of touch and an insult to American people lived experience. So you, why so many? It's the press that you hear, right? All the click click. Is that what you mean? We need a sound equalizer. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have that. Completely out of touch. All that. Yep, all that. Did they really have to run him into the door and wall? No, they didn't. It's an insult. I hear anger in his voice too. How come they never showed the videos of the shooter at the hostel, just the photos? And that's kind of my point, Maria, is that we don't have everything that they have, right? They certainly have video there. Why do many people need to be there? I think it's press. If you're talking about how many officers need to be there, not a lot going on in Altoona that day, I suppose. I think it does too, Allie. It shows a totally different side of Luigi than we see in court right now. Now remember, this is before he had counsel. There is a, oh, it's so long. I'll play you part of it. There's a Thomas Dickey's first presser. Have you guys seen that? There's a part of this. Yeah, he was mad. Big case bragging rights, you're right.
Yes, I did, and I'm pleased with our relationship. I think we've made a strong bond, and I'm looking forward to moving forward, helping him out.
I'm not going to play this whole thing.
I really don't want to get into that.
Is he saying he's innocent at this point?
He has indicated pleas of not guilty. The only charges that we've seen thus far have been the ones here in Pennsylvania, and we have pled not guilty to those charges. And we'll
what's his state of mind?
I really can't get into that. That's too speculative. I'm not going to get into that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear from here. You said he has said he's innocent so far?
Oh, yeah, we pled not guilty, at least to the charges in Pennsylvania. Like I said, I'm not aware of any actual charges in New York. If you were in the hearing earlier, there was a proceeding where they introduced some documents, which, as I complained about, didn't have enough information for me. So we're looking forward to getting that additional information.
When did that plea happen? It's not something.
This is Thomas Dickey. This is his defense attorney in Pennsylvania. This is the day of Luigi's arraignment. He had just been hired earlier that day. He had no evidence. Luigi hadn't even been charged in New York yet. He had only been charged. Thank you, whoever sent me that. D-Flipper. That was cute. I just happened to look up and see this little dude with bread coming towards me. He hadn't even been charged in New York yet. So, and Thomas Dickey hadn't been on the case for even 24 hours. But there's a part of this where he talks about what happened at the arraignment and him telling Luigi to shut up, that I want you guys to hear. Brett, thank you for that. Heart me, I appreciate it. Oh, got you. Brandy, in Pennsylvania, he was charged with a firearms offense, forgery for the false ID, and tampering with evidence. Confused, he was cooperative during the arrest. When was he tased? I don't know, Red Gypsy. I'm just saying somebody said, and again, that's unsubstantiated, that before that hearing he had been tased. I don't know that that's true. That's just what I've been said. But you're right. You're right. This is a totally different Luigi than the one that was cooperative at McDonald's. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate you saying that. All right. Let me just play. I'm not going to play this whole thing. It was like, the whole thing was 12 minutes.
Okay, well, hopefully,
have
again,
6
I
minutes of it.
was not at the arraignment yesterday. I hope he pled not guilty. I assume that that's what happened. But today, when I entered my appearance, and for the record, he's pleading not guilty to those offenses.
So he is, I was at the hearing, he did not say that he was not guilty or make that plea. So right now, though, you're telling us that he is pleading not guilty.
That is correct.
So he doesn't say you were under the impression, or you're trying to defend the client on the fact that he is not the shooter?
Listen, I haven't seen any evidence that says that he's the shooter. So that's like I said earlier, and I wasn't kidding around. A couple of things: if you're going to report something, report it accurately, and remember,
Paula, you
and
have
this is
to
not just a
present
small
it
thing. The
and be in
fundamental
possession of
concept of American justice is the presumption of innocence, and until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I've seen zero evidence at this point, and so I'm not even aware of what any charges.
I'm sorry, that's just regarding the extradition request from...
Well, doing the hearing today was the extradition, so we're going to take one step at a time. It's a long process. Can be a long process.
The photos the police released, the NYPD release of him.
I'm sorry?
The photos the NYPD release of your client.
I don't have any control over what the NYPD does, and if they release something, I hope I can get my hands on them, and if you guys get them, send them to me. I'd appreciate it.
Clarify something. You pled for him not...
I'm going to get to your questions as soon as...
About the charges here. Can you just...
I'm not going to play all of this.
Well, he has a hearing coming up. I believe it's the 20-something. I can't recall. A lot happened today. So until they haven't even had a prima facie case established yet, so they have to have a prima facie case established before the case can move on to the Court of Common Pleas. The burden is always on the government, thank God, and that's their burden, and they're going to have to produce some evidence, and we're anxious to see it.
Understanding that you have said you have not seen charges coming out of New York yet, that if and when there are, and you have seen them, will you be pleading not guilty to those as well?
That would be my expectation. That certainly would be my advice.
Your client's demeanor the past 2 days at the arraignment and again today at the hearing, at some points he was smiling, laughing. You even had to actually tell him to stop talking. What are his feelings right now?
Well-
He seems outspoken.
Well, all I can, well, he's obvious, I said earlier, use your common sense. If you put yourself in, you or a loved one in that position, it's, natural, I think, to go through many emotional states. As far as him not talking, as long as I'm going to be the lawyer, I'm going to do all the talking. My client's not going to say anything.
Okay, couple of things. Phyllis, he is from Altoona, which is Western Pennsylvania. I can promise you all of my great uncles talk the same way like this. That's Western Pennsylvania dialect or slang. I can understand why you think he sounds like he's from Baltimore, but trust me, he's from Western Pennsylvania. While I'm paused, to you, it does give a little bit of Cousin Vinny. Yeah. Obviously, federal and New York cases are priorities, but what sentences could he get on the PA charges? Honestly, Red Gypsy, I didn't even look it up because the PA charges are the least of his worries right now. The firearms charge is a felony, so that would definitely have some prison time in it, but I would have to look it up, and I will. D Flipper, off subject, but I have to have the drink. What is it again? This is Starbucks. Mango dragon fruit refresher made with water, not lemonade, no ice, and then I cut it down by 4 with water because it's super duper sweet. Is the Monopoly money going to be taken into trial? I would imagine if it was found in the backpack in Central Park Pink Heart, it will be taken into trial. Kristen, what about the video of all the police entering the building with the briefcases, bag, and a lot of pockets? We played that. Were you not in here for that? But we did play it earlier. If you had a specific question, I didn't quite see it in the comment. Christine, you think the cops were roughing him up? Apollo, do you have to have made the fake ID or forgery charge, or just be in possession of one? Possession of one and then present it. He presented it as his ID. Emmy Mel 239. I do not know if Luigi was tased. I'm simply saying someone said he was. I do not have any evidence that he was tased. The cops were being too rough with him? Okay. You're welcome, D Flipper. I live in Southern PA, and I'm from Baltimore. I live in South Central PA, Phyllis, but I'm from Western PA, and I also lived in Atlanta, so I don't think I have the Western PA accent, but I think when I get around my family, I do, if that makes any sense. Is there a separate crime of making it? Yes. Yeah, so the person who made it, Apollo, absolutely could be charged with creating forged instruments or creating false documents. That's a good question. I think I played what I wanted to play on here, but let's just play. Whoop, jeez, play a little bit more.
I was also at the hearing last night. I don't remember any plea being asked for or
I don't.
answered.
Okay.
In,
As long as he hasn't pled guilty, that's all I care about. So.
in the Blair County case, it's just the not. The
Well, I'm telling you, as his lawyer, he didn't have any lawyer of record, and he didn't have any representation until I got involved this afternoon. And I'm telling you, he's pleading not guilty to each and every other
When
charge.
does that plea normally happen? At the first hearing?
Like I said, normally that could happen at the what happened last night at the informal arraignment, which is at the magisterial district judge.
So is he telling you this is all some sort of awful mistake?
I'm not going to talk about anything he's told me.
How do you end up in Altoona?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Has he been able to contact his family since?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that either.
Can you tell us when you were hired?
I can say sometime prior to the hearing this afternoon.
So you were hired and not appointed by the court?
That is correct.
If Governor Huichel provides this governor's extradition thing, does that change the timetable here? You still have the right to a habeas hearing, don't you?
Yes, sir, we do. Like I said, and I'm not trying to be, it's 24. I'm not trying to be a smart ass or anything, but when we've got to wait until we see things. When things happen, we'll react to that and proceed accordingly.
Since cameras weren't allowed in the courtroom, and which is normal and fine.
In Pennsylvania, that's the law.
Would you be able to give us a summary of what it is that happened in the courtroom today?
Yeah, today is basically what it was, and it happened fast. There was an extradition hearing scheduled. I found out about that about an hour or so before the hearing, and the initial thing is a person can waive extradition. And it was my opinion and my advice under the circumstances that he not, and I emphasize the not because apparently there's news reports already going out that he waived his extradition. He did not do that, and so that's why we wanted to make sure we're going to use the process and use the Constitution and the rights that are available to any one of us in this room and any American citizen or person charged
He
with
did
a crime.
end up waiving it.
So we're going to move forward.
You argue that he should not be eligible for, or I'm sorry, that he should be eligible for bail, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk about some of those reasons.
Yeah, so in Pennsylvania, the Constitution says that all crimes are generally a bailable offense. Bailable offense means you have to set some form of bail. The exception to that is if it's a capital case, which means the Commonwealth or the government is looking for the death penalty, and I'm proud to say I am one of the few attorneys in Pennsylvania that's qualified to do death penalty cases. But those which this is not a capital case, knock on wood at least that I'm aware of it right now, or if a first degree murder, which carries in Pennsylvania life without parole. If the charge which you're faced with is life without parole, then you're not eligible for bail. Since the crime, at least what was set forth by the district attorney, was alleged to be a second degree murder, that's not life without parole. So I believe that bail should have been set.
But you also talked about like a home monitoring system was a possibility.
I think he's getting to the point that I wanted you guys to hear,
You really feel that,
and then we'll stop
your
this,
client
and I'll
should be
answer your
held in the
questions.
public. You do not feel that he's a threat to the
Yeah, now you got to understand, when you set bail, the judge could set $1 million bail. It could be $5 million bail, but damn it, you get bail. That's what you do. And like I said, anytime you look at the criminal justice system, pretend you're that one in that spotlight. You're going to want to be out, and
Sounds like me, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm not going to play that again because that was super long, and I thought I had edited it, and obviously I did. So one of the things they asked him is, who hired you? So he made it really clear that he was hired sometime before the hearing that day. They said, who hired you? And he said, I'm not getting into that. So we still don't know exactly how he came on the case. Let me answer a couple of questions. Let's see. Is there a separate crime? Oh, no. Do you know about this lawyer, D. Flipper? He has been criminal defense attorney in Altoona about 40 some years. He's very well known. He's very well respected where he is in Blair County. Any chance of resulting in jury nullification? Always a chance, Pink Heart. But you can't say that in court, and you cannot give that direction to the jury before they deliberate. Did he say he was hired by the court? No, Vico. He said he was hired, but he didn't say by who. Boreal, thank you for sharing this out. Do you think he was waiving extradition? Do you think waiving extradition was the right move? I do. In hindsight, I do, because I think he was going to get over there anyway, and I think it makes him look like he's more cooperative. And I think KFA used that in his arraignment, which I have if you guys want to watch that, although we've already been on here for an hour and a half. She used that for them to kind of back off with the 4 cops standing around him in shackles and handcuffs at the defense table. Do we know if Luigi made any calls while in New York to his family? We do not. He does handle capital cases, yes. We haven't had capital murder in Pennsylvania in a while. Tom Wolf, who was our prior governor, put a moratorium on it. So we haven't had capital murders. The last time I heard of someone where they sought the capital murder punishment was the sniper. Oh, shoot. Now I can't remember what his name was. He was up in the Poconos. He was a sniper that took out 2 Pennsylvania state troopers when they walked out of the barracks. And then he went hiding in the woods for weeks, I believe, before they found him. They did seek the death penalty. I think they got it for him, but it won't be he won't be executed because there's a moratorium in Pennsylvania. So if they ever, excuse me, if we ever have a governor who brings the death penalty back, he would be eligible then because he's already been found guilty. Vicky M., you've sent 500 comments in my live. Thank you so much. McDonald video, please. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute, Denise. It's 11:30. Is it? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't work tomorrow. Luigi needs Steve Ferris. Which one was Luigi in the shooting video? I don't know. We'll have to find out at trial. All I know is there was a shooter in that video. Obviously, his family hired him. You think so? Can we hear his conversation with the cops at McDonald's? Yeah, I'm going to play that in a minute. So he's a good lawyer. I think the family hired him, possibly. Yeah. I mean, he didn't say who hired him. So I do remember that, but I don't know his name. Yeah, Phyllis. I can't remember his name. You want to watch everything? Okay. Eric Freehan. Thank you. You guys are amazing. You always come up with it. Yes. Eric Freehan. And the reason I remember that case, not only because it was all over the news here locally, but the day after they caught Eric Freehan, I was standing in line at a restaurant for lunch. I used to work downtown, and I was standing in line, and the guy in front of me was a doppelganger for Eric Freehan, and I was like, thank God they arrested him yesterday, because I would have been calling the hotline for this. You think his family's helping Luigi Nation? I mean, that makes sense. They are well known in Baltimore. Yes. Okay. All right. You want I'll tell you what. We'll get the, I think I have the unedited body cam footage. And then this is going to be it because somebody already told me I have to go to bed. But we'll play this.
Sorry, someone called. They thought you were suspicious. Oh, sorry. Do you have your ID on you? Yeah, yes, sir. Thanks. I thought she looked like someone. Feel free to.
Am I too soon, Denise?
Yeah, sure. Appreciate it.
Is that what you want to see? Okay, Vicky, I will. Oh, I could see her. Yeah, I'll check it out. Is that what you wanted to see? You want me to zoom in on that? Oh, jeez. I can't zoom in on it. I would have to take a... Here, let me try this. Give me just a second. See, Denise, this is how much I love you, girl. We're going to play the whole thing then, but Denise has asked for this. Is that what you want to see? Zoomed in enough, Denise, or you want... Did I touch base with Dee Warner? I don't think so. Was I supposed to, Michigan Girlie? Oh, excuse me. I'm going to have to call a night. Okay, thanks, Beth. I appreciate you coming back. Again, I apologize for what happened the other day. Marshawn, I can't see what you're saying. Car with the foot on the brakes. Why doesn't... Hang on. I gotta... Hold on. I want to see what Marshawn says. I think Luigi was the guy in the car with the foot on the brakes. Sorry. I thought that was... not even the same nose. 15 years older face. So why was his belongings moved? And how are they used? Hold on, love God. Used as evidence. I don't know why it was moved. If you read the transcripts that KFA cited in her brief, the people in charge, the officers in charge said that the scene was secure and that they weren't even worried about the backpack. So I don't know why they moved it. The nose and the lips, completely different jawline and eyes. Y'all have to be blind. Where's Denise? Denise, is this what you wanted to see? When he says my name is Mark, he says it with a question mark. Indicator of a lie. Okay, Red Gypsy. You're welcome, Denise. Good night. All right, I'm going to play the rest of this video, and then I'm going to call it a night as well. Let me get this up here for you. Let's start it.
Guilty to. Is your ID on you? Yeah, yes, sir. I thought she looked like someone guilty to. Yes, sir. There you go. Hey, put your mask down real quick for me.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
Yes,
What's your
I did
name?
a full pack.
Mark. What is it? Mark. Mark? Yes, sir. Mark what? Missouri. Missouri? Someone called tonight. They thought you were suspicious. Oh, okay. Is your ID on you? Yeah, yes, sir.
I think he's involved, but I don't know the information. I need to see more.
I thought she looked like someone guilty to.
I don't know that there's ever a shot in McDonald's that shows his feet. The agent can get an idea of another. Yeah, they just have to say you look suspicious. Did I have this on a loop? That was my one.
Yes, sir. There you go. Hey, put your mask down real quick for me. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. What's your name? Mark. What is it? Mark. Mark? Yes, sir. Mark what? Missouri. Missouri? Someone called tonight. They thought you were suspicious.
Yeah.
Is your ID on you? Yeah, yes, sir. Thanks.
You don't think that's an Italian guy, XR people? You don't know just for
Thought she
you.
looked like someone guilty to.
All right. I did have that on a loop. All right, you guys. We have looked at a lot tonight. Good Lord, I have prepped trials that had less stuff like this. How and when did they find out he wasn't Mark? So, okay, Allie, good question. Let me just set this up so that we know that we are eventually going to sign off and let Tats, 1, use the restroom, and 2, go to bed. So when they said, you know, when he gave him the ID, you saw Detweiler walk away with it. He called it in. It came back as nothing, which is what Detweiler said on the stand. So then they came over and asked him his real name, and he gave him Luigi Mangione as his real name. Or will the letter to Garnett be the last we see of it? No, that won't be the last. Do you think Karen will do anything else to stop the state trial from going first? Or will Garnett? No, I don't think that'll be the last we see from KFA. If nothing changes in very short order. I mean, the last thing she said in her letter to Judge Garnett is that she would be talking with the government and report back to the court in short order. So if we don't see anything soon, I don't think that's the last we'll hear from her. Sure, Allie, no problem. Saying the wrong name was about... Yeah, I agree, Peekaboo Pumpkin. I think if he did not use that fake ID in McDonald's, I think this would be a much different case. We'd be looking at a much different case. So I have to agree with you for sure. All right, you guys have sat with me for almost 2 hours tonight, just looking at different stuff. answering all your questions. Carol, thank you for that heart on my head. Everyone who sent me a heart me, thank you so much. Everyone who sent me gifts, I really appreciate it. You guys are really funding this for me, and I appreciate that. So I am going to say goodnight. Thank you, XR people. I appreciate that. Thank you, Pink Heart. Good night to you as well. I will most likely be on tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure I'll be on tomorrow night. I've got some family stuff going on this week, so but I will most likely be on tomorrow night. If not, then I will try to get on Wednesday. Thursdays, you guys know, 7 o'clock, Brian, Jeff, and I do Probable Cause Live. And then, of course, Fridays at late night Tats, we wind up the week. So definitely we'll see you guys, if not tomorrow, definitely later on in the week. And until then, set your reminder. That's right. I'm so sorry, XR people. Just try to think good thoughts and go to sleep. Brian is not scary. He's just New York. You know, you just have to know how to handle him, Allie, I promise. Hey, Jim, nice to see you. Thank you for that heart on my head. So once again, thank you guys for being here. Be good to yourselves. Be good to those around you. And make good choices. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for all the heart me's. And thank you guys just for being here and spending time with me. Tats out.